Chapter 15 is about using multi-line strings in Scala. So what I'm going to do for this lesson is I will show you this page and the next page very quickly, and you can follow along at home. So this is what this page looks like, and showing the multi-line string examples. And what I'm going to do is switch over to my text editor. So if you ever wondered what the book looks like behind the scenes, this is it. And the reason I'm going to do this is so that I can copy and paste more easily. So let's look at these examples. So the first one here is just a multi-line string. If you don't know it, I used to live in Talkeetna, Alaska, and that's kind of where that comes from, although I did not live on Main Street. So let's paste that one in there. Oops, let me clear that so I can get that at the top. Paste that in there, and that's a multi-line string. So the important thing to know is you create multi-line strings with the 3 double quotes in a row. So you start it with 3 double quotes, end it with 3 double quotes. And then the problem with this, as I note in the book, is that it gives you these leading blank characters in front of the string. So probably if I do something like print line address, you can see that there as well. And you go, okay, that's not exactly what I wanted. So when you want to get rid of those leading spaces, the easiest way is to start each line with a pipe symbol, like I show here, here, and here. So then when I paste that in here, oh, I'm sorry, you also have to add the strip margin method to the end of the string. So all of this stuff here is a string. Then I create the dot, and then I add the strip margin method to the end of my string. So now address looks like that. And if I were to go back to print line address, you could see it's looking better. But at this point, the problem is that I have kind of like a leading line here, and then I have a leading line, trailing line at the end. It's a little hard to tell there. For me, the simplest solution is to add the trim method after the strip margin method. And then when you go back to print line, that's exactly what I want. So the way this works is all of this stuff here is a string. It's a multi-line string. Then I call the strip margin method on that, and that strips the margins on the left-hand side as I showed with the pipe symbol by default. And then strip margin returns a string itself. So then I can call the trim method on that resulting string, and then that gives me what I want, which is this result here. And then the next thing I show here is that if for some reason you don't want to or cannot use the pipe symbol, you can use other symbols by passing your desired symbol as a character into the strip margin method. So in this example, I show this pound character as a character again, enclosed in single quotes. And then I have that character leading each line here, here, and here. So again, I can show that that works. And then you want to do the same things as before. So you might want to call trim on that to get exactly what you want. And then print line address is exactly what I want there. The final thing I show in this lesson is that a multi-line string is just a string. That means you can use string interpolators with it. So here I use the S interpolator. And had I created those as variables, why did I not do that? Oh my goodness, nobody wants to see me type. Okay, so hopefully what I did was I typed all those variable names into the REPL. So now I can copy this, and you can see all the variable names I typed here into the REPL. And if I got all those right, I can paste that in like that. And then again, I want to call trim on that, and then print line address. So you can see that. So just a quick recap, I created all these variables here. And then I use the S string interpolator right there on my multi-line string. I do all the variable names here in the necessary syntax with the $sign before each variable name right there. And finally, again, the purpose of this book is to have really short lessons. I have examples in each one. The examples are in GitHub. And then at the end of almost every lesson, I give you a link where you can come over here to these exercise pages. And the exercise pages are intended to test your knowledge. So you can test it right away, like right now. And then the cool thing is, like, if you get away from Scala for a while and you come back to it, you can just come back to this page instead of rereading the exercise and then test your knowledge. So I just did multi-line strings. So you'd come in here, do that, check your answer, then go to the next exercise, and so on. In summary, that was the video version of Chapter 16 from my book, Learn Scala 3 the Fast Way. This lesson was on working with multi-line strings in Scala. My name is Alvin Alexander, and I hope you enjoyed this.